Are you under the impression that if you live in a blue state, you're completely safe from abortion bans no matter who is president? I hate to break this to you, but you are absolutely not. Because Donald Trump has all the tools he needs to ban abortion nationally on day one without Congress, and people really need to understand this. He'll do it by using something called the Comstock Act. This is Anthony Comstock. He lived in the 19th century and early 20th century. He was a Civil War veteran who just really hated vice. He was like a hardcore prude. Comstock despised sex, pornography, contraception, and very much abortion. Those were things he wanted to defeat. Comstock was also a really good political organizer, and in 1873 he wrote and got to Congress a bill which passed called the Comstock Act, which, among other things, bans the mailing of every article or thing designed for producing abortion. He was obsessed with criminalizing all of it. And the scary part is that most of this bill, including the abortion language, is still on the books. Now, if this sounds vaguely familiar to you, it may be because the Comstock Act came up quite a bit in last week's Supreme Court case about mifepristone. The plaintiffs in that case, who are of course funded by the Heritage Foundation and who really had no standing at all, were arguing that the Comstock Act meant that mifepristone cannot be mailed and should not be. Of course, they want more than that. They want it banned completely. While it looks like they're not going to prevail in this case, pro-choice advocates were really alarmed by the way Justices Thomas and Alito talked about the Comstock Act as something that should be brought back to life, which again, it totally could be if you had a Department of Justice who just decided to enforce it. And we have every reason to believe that that is exactly what Trump will do. In fact, this plan is already written out in Project 2025, the conservative blueprint also funded by, of course, the Heritage Foundation. Project 2025 spells out very clearly how Republicans are going to leverage virtually every arm, tool, and agency of the federal government to attack abortion, including enforcing the Comstock Act, criminalizing the sending or receiving through the mail of any article, instrument, substance, drug, medicine, or thing that could be used to facilitate an abortion. That's not just abortion medication, that's surgical materials as well. That's a full abortion ban in every state. Violators of the act could receive up to 5 years of imprisonment with hard labor. There would also be fines. So this is why on day one of his presidency, Donald Trump doesn't need Congress to pass a law. He's already got the law. All he needs to do is say, you know what, this law is coming into effect again, and our lives will drastically change. Then they will go after IUDs, the morning after pill, and very likely the birth control pill. These are people who will not stop until there's no abortion left in this country and no contraception either. The most frightening thing about it is that nobody seems to understand that this is hanging over our heads. So please help us spread the word. We have got to make sure people understand the stakes of this election because we think things are bad now, but when this guy's calling the shots, they're going to get a lot worse.